Welcome to Learn English Fast.
Speak English with confidence.
Hello and welcome, my friends. You are listening to Personal Growth Talks with me, Henry. Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy to spend this time with you. Today, we are going to talk about a very powerful and sometimes painful topic. The title of today's episode is Man Without Money is Nothing. Now, I know that may sound harsh. It may even sound negative. But don't worry. This is not a sad or hopeless talk. In fact, it is the opposite. It's a talk about growth. It's a talk about truth. It's a talk about how we can become better, stronger, and wiser, especially when it comes to money and personal value. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt ignored or disrespected just because you didn't have money? Have you ever felt small or invisible because you couldn't afford nice clothes, a good car, or even your own house? If the answer is yes, you are not alone. Many people around the world feel the same way. I've been there too. And in today's world, money plays a big role in how people see us, and even how we see ourselves. But what does this phrase really mean? Man without money is nothing. Is it true? Is money everything? Or is there something deeper behind those words? In this episode, we will explore that. We'll look at why money matters. We'll talk about how it affects our life, our relationships, and our self-respect. And most importantly, we will learn how to grow, even if we start from zero. This episode is not just for rich people. It's for everyone, especially those who are trying to build a better life. So if you're working hard, if you're dreaming big, or even if you're struggling right now, this message is for you. So take a deep breath, relax, and listen closely. Because today, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about power, purpose, and personal growth. Let's begin. All right, let's start by understanding the main phrase of today's episode. Man without money is nothing. At first, this sentence sounds cold. It feels a little unfair, right? But many people use this phrase in real life. You may hear it in music, movies, or even family conversations. So, what does it actually mean? Let's break it down. Man here does not mean only a male. It means any person, man or woman. Without money means a person who has no money, no income, no savings. Is nothing means that society may treat this person as if they have no value, no respect, no power. So, the full idea is this. A person who has no money may feel like they are invisible, weak, or unimportant in society. Now, is that true in every case? Of course not. But let's be honest. In many situations, money changes how people treat us. For example, think about someone walking into a store wearing old clothes. Now imagine someone walking in with designer shoes and an expensive watch. Who gets more attention? Who gets more respect? In many places, it's the second person. Why? Because people often connect money with success, power, and even intelligence. But here's the important question. Does this phrase mean that poor people have no value? No, not at all. That's not the message I want you to take. In fact, I want to make something very clear right now. Your value as a human being does not come from money. It comes from your actions, your mind, your heart, and your dreams. However, in the real world, money often affects how we are seen. Not because it makes us better people, but because money gives us choices, freedom, and voice. So, when people say, man without money is nothing, they are often not talking about emotional or spiritual value. They are talking about how society treats people who don't have money. And let's be real, it's tough. You can be smart, kind, and hardworking. But if you don't have money, doors may close. People may ignore you. That's the painful truth many people live with. But here's the good news. Money is not fixed. It's not written in your blood. You can learn, grow, and earn. You can change your situation. And when you do, people's view of you will change too. So as we continue this episode, I want you to remember this. You are not nothing. You are something. Something powerful. But in this world, having money helps that power shine. Let's now look at how money affects your life in real ways, from your basic needs to your relationships. Let's go deeper. Okay, now that we understand the meaning behind the phrase, let's talk about why money plays such a big role in today's world. First, let's keep it simple. In today's world, money is not just paper. It is power. It is freedom. It is a tool that helps you live the life you want. Let's look at the most basic things in life. You need food to eat. You need a place to sleep. You need clothes to wear. You need medicine when you are sick. You need transport to move around. You need internet to learn and grow. What do all these things have in common? Yes, they all cost money. Even things that used to be free, like getting help or learning, now often need money. Education, school fees, health care, expensive in many countries. Even clean water and safe housing. Money is involved. So, in many ways, money is like oxygen in modern life. Without it, you can still live, but it's very hard. You struggle more. You feel limited. Now, let's talk about social life. People may say, money doesn't matter in friendship. That sounds nice, but is it always true? Let's be honest again. When you have money, it's easier to go out with friends, attend events, help others, or travel. Without money, you may have to say no more often. You feel left out. Even relationships can be affected. Some people will not date or marry someone without a job or income. Families may push their children to find partners who are financially stable. Why? Because in many cultures, money is seen as security. Let's look at opportunities. If you have money, you can take courses, build a business, move to a better place, or even take a break to think and plan. But if you don't have money, you may stay stuck in survival mode, just working to live, day by day. No time to dream, no time to grow, no time to breathe. That's why some people say, money doesn't guarantee happiness, but lack of money can guarantee stress. And let me tell you a story. There was a man I knew, smart, honest, full of ideas. But he had no money. He couldn't afford good clothes. No one listened to him. He felt invisible. People thought he was lazy. But he wasn't. He just needed a chance. He started small, selling simple things, learning online, saving every coin. Years later, he started his own small business. Now, people invite him to speak. Now, people listen. What changed? Not his heart, not his brain. Only one thing changed: money. So, my friend, the role of money in this world is not just buying things. It's about creating options, earning respect, building a future, and protecting yourself. If you have money, you can say yes more often. You can help your family. You can learn new skills. You can walk with confidence. Money is not the goal, but it's a very important tool on your journey to personal growth. And now that we understand money's role, let's go deeper into something people often confuse: self-worth versus net worth. Let's talk about that next. All right, welcome back. Now that we've talked about the role of money in today's world, let's take a small pause and ask an important question. Is a person's value only about money? In other words, does your bank account decide your worth as a human being? My answer is simple: no, never. This brings us to two very different ideas: net worth and self-worth. Let's understand the difference. Net worth means the money and assets you have. This includes your income, your savings, your house, your car, your business. Things with money value. But self-worth is something else. It means how much you value yourself. It's about your confidence, your kindness, your values, and your dreams. It's about knowing you are important, even if the world doesn't see it yet. Now here's the problem. Many people mix these two things. They think, if I have no money, I'm not important. Or, if I'm rich, I must be better than others. That's a dangerous way of thinking, because yes, money is important. But your money does not decide your heart. Your money does not decide your honesty, your skills, or your potential. Let me give you an example. Think about two people. One is rich, but he lies, cheats, and treats people badly. The other is poor, but he is honest, hardworking, and kind. Who has more self-worth? Yes, the second person. Now, imagine if that second person learns how to earn and grow money too. Then he becomes not only rich in money, but rich in character. That's true success. So, don't make the mistake of thinking, I have no money, so I am nothing. Instead, think, I may have no money now, but I have value. I can learn. I can grow. I can change my life. Your self-worth is the fuel. Your net worth is the vehicle. You need both to move forward. You see, if you believe in yourself, you take action. When you take action, you learn. When you learn, you grow. And when you grow, money starts to follow. But it all begins with believing. You are already something, even before the money comes. So next time you feel small because of your income or your job title, remember this: money can rise and fall, but self-worth can only rise if you protect it. Now let's talk about how society connects money with respect and what that really means. All right, let's talk about something we all feel deep inside: respect. We all want to be respected. We want people to listen when we speak. We want our family, friends, and even strangers to treat us well. But here's the hard truth. In many parts of the world, respect is often connected to money. Let's look at some real-life examples. Imagine a man walks into a restaurant wearing old clothes and broken shoes. No one looks twice. Some people might even avoid him. Now imagine another man walks in wearing a suit, expensive shoes, and a gold watch. Suddenly, people smile at him. The waiter treats him better. Why? Just because he looks rich. It's the same with jobs. If you tell someone, I am a cleaner, or I drive a taxi, they may not respect you. But if you say, I'm a doctor, or I run a company, their face changes. They give you more attention, more respect. But here's the thing. That respect is often not real. It's based on money or title. not on who you really are. Now, I'm not saying money is bad, and I'm not saying people shouldn't be proud of success. But we must understand, in this world, many people respect your money before they respect your mind or your heart. That's why people say, when you have money, you have a voice. People listen. People follow. People say yes to your ideas. Even inside the family, this happens. Sometimes, if you don't earn money, people in your own house stop listening to you. They may ignore your advice or treat you like a burden. That hurts. So yes, money can bring you respect, but it's the outside kind. If you want true respect, you must also grow your inner self, your knowledge, your discipline, your character. Here's what I believe. When you grow both, money and mindset, you earn respect that lasts. So, if you ever feel disrespected because you're broke or struggling, use that pain as power. Let it push you to improve. Let it teach you, not break you. You deserve respect, not just because of what's in your wallet, but because of what's in your mind, heart, and effort. Coming up next, let's talk about how you can build financial value, step by step. Now that we've talked about how money affects respect and social value, let's get to something very important. How can you build your own financial value? Maybe right now you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you live paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you feel stuck, tired, or even lost. That's okay. The good news is you don't have to stay there. You can grow. You can change. You can build. But how do you start? Let me share a few simple but powerful steps. 1. Start with your mindset. Everything begins in the mind. If you keep saying, I'm poor, or I can't do it, then your actions will follow that thought. Instead, start telling yourself, I'm learning. I'm growing. I will build value. Believe that you can learn anything, because you truly can. 2. Learn a skill. Money follows value, and value comes from skill. Ask yourself, what can I do well? What do people need? What can I learn that helps others? You don't need to go to a big college to learn. You can use YouTube, free courses, books, and mentors. Start small. One skill, one step. Maybe it's cooking, design, fixing things, writing, selling, or speaking English. Every skill has value, if you use it the right way. 3. Offer your skill to others. Once you have a skill, use it to help people. Start with friends, family, neighbors. Do small jobs. Be honest. Be on time. Do your best. Even if the money is small at first, the trust you build is big, and trust leads to more opportunities. 4. Save even, if it's small. When money comes in, don't spend everything. Start saving, even just a little. Save for emergencies. Save for tools. Save for your dream. Remember, you don't need a big income to start saving. You need discipline. 5. Avoid bad spending habits. Sometimes we waste money on things we don't need, just to look rich. Nice clothes, expensive phones, fast food, parties. But those things don't build your future. Ask yourself, is this spending helping me grow? If not, think twice. 6. Keep going. Even when it's slow, growth takes time. You may not see big money in the first week or even the first year. But if you stay consistent, results will come. And remember, even a slow climb is better than standing still. So, my friend, If you want to build financial value, you don't need to be lucky or rich already. You just need a clear mind, a useful skill, and steady steps. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And over time, you'll become a person of value, both in skill and in income. In the next part, we'll talk about something very real and serious: the dangers of having no money, and why you should never stay stuck there. Let's talk about that next. All right, let's be honest now. We've talked about money as a tool, as a door, and as a source of respect. But now I want to talk about something many people feel deep inside: the pain of having no money. Let's face it, being broke is not just hard, it's dangerous. Let me tell you why. 1. You lose freedom. Without money, you can't make choices. You can't go where you want. You can't eat what you need. You feel stuck, like life is controlling you, instead of the other way around. 2. You depend on others. No money often means you must borrow or ask for help. That can hurt your pride. You may feel embarrassed, even in front of your own family or friends. And sometimes, people get tired of helping. 3. Stress and mental health. Money problems bring stress. You can't sleep. You worry all the time. You feel like you're falling behind in life. That stress can lead to depression, anger, or even sickness. And the sad part is, when your mind is tired, it's hard to focus, work, or improve. 4. You miss opportunities. Without money, you may say no to job offers, learning chances, or big ideas, just because you can't afford the small things like transport, internet, or time off. And slowly, you fall further behind. Not because you're not smart, but because you don't have the fuel to move forward. So yes, my friend, being without money is dangerous. It can affect your health, your dreams, and your sense of self. But I say this not to scare you. I say this to wake you up. Because once you understand the dangers, you stop playing with your future. You stop wasting time. You start building. You start moving. And that's the mindset we need. Coming up next, let's talk about something very hopeful: how to grow both personally and financially at the same time. You don't have to choose one or the other. Let's explore that together. All right, my friend. Now that we've looked at the dangers of having no money, let's end this part with something positive and practical. Let's talk about this. What can you do today to start improving your money life? Not tomorrow. Not next month. Today. Right now. Here are a few small steps you can take immediately, no matter where you are in life. 1. Track your money. Take a pen and paper, or use your phone, and write down what money is coming in, what money is going out. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a money awareness problem. Knowing where your money goes is the first step to taking control. 2. Cut one useless expense. Look at what you're spending and ask, what can I live without this week? Maybe it's fast food. Maybe it's an app subscription. Maybe it's something small. Cutting even one useless expense starts a new habit of discipline. 3. Learn one skill or idea. A day, go to YouTube, listen to a free podcast, read a blog, just 15 minutes a day. Learn about money, business, communication, or a skill you want to grow. Remember, one idea can change your income, but you have to look for it. 4. Start small. Stay consistent. Sell something you no longer use. Help someone with a service, even for a small payment. Start saving coins in a jar. These things sound small, but they change your mindset. They tell your brain, I'm no longer waiting, I'm now building. So don't wait for a miracle. Start with what you have. Take one small money step today. Because big change doesn't start with big action. It starts with one smart move, done daily. Coming up next, let's talk about what true success looks like and how money fits into the bigger picture of your life. All right, my friend, we've come to the end of today's episode. We've covered a lot: what money means, why it matters, how to earn it, and how it connects to respect and self-worth. So now, I want to leave you with some final thoughts, some motivation, something to carry with you today. First, let's be real one last time. Yes, life is hard without money. People ignore you. Opportunities close. Your ideas don't get heard. But here's the truth. You are not powerless. You may not have money right now, but you have something even more powerful: your mind, your time, your ability to learn, grow, and take action. Remember this: you are not your bank account. You are not your job title. You are not your past. You are someone with the power to change, to build something from nothing, to become someone the world respects, not just for money, but for character. And if you ever feel low, if you ever feel like giving up, I want you to hear my voice in your mind saying this: you matter. You can rise, and money can follow, if you don't stop moving forward. So take today seriously. Start small, stay focused, and one day you'll look back and say, that was the day everything started to change. Thank you so much for listening to Personal Growth Talks. I'm your host, Henry. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Let's grow together. Until next time, stay strong, keep learning, and never forget, you are already valuable. Now go and prove it to the world. Goodbye for now.